Long ago, Spanish sailors were revered for their bold journeys to distant lands. Now, a modern-day adventurer is setting out to outdo those brave explorers by setting sail on a small ship made entirely of reeds. From Barcelona, Spain, to Africa and across the Atlantic Ocean to Colombia. It may seem inconceivable, but people from the Americas, Asia, and Polynesia may have crossed the oceans in such boats long before Christopher Columbus did in the 15th century.
I have been leading these expeditions for 20 years, and this has become a way of life.
His 20-meter boat is based on ones that were used in pre-European South America. It was built in Spain by Aymara Indians from Bolivia without using any modern materials.
This reed that we see here, for example, is called uembe. It comes from the jungle in the Amazon, and it can last for 300 years without splitting. It is very impressive.
This boat is named the Matarangi 3, 3 for the third journey led by Muñoz. The other two failed partly because the boats were not strong enough to endure rough weather. But Muñoz stubbornly refuses to give up. His trip has already taken his crew from Barcelona to Morocco. It will continue along the coast of Africa to Cape Verde and then across the ocean to Cartagena, Colombia. And so, on a beautiful day off the North African coast, the crew heads for the open sea. But it is not long before the peace is disrupted by heavy winds and rough waves.
I asked Benjamin, is the boat going to tip over? Because the ship was sinking and turning. Then the mast started to bend. It was a very tense and scary moment, and part of what made it scary was the noise.
Water starts to flood into the main cabin, and Muñoz has to act quickly.
First, I yelled, "We have to take the boat to shore." Second, we had to be very careful because the waves were crashing against the boat. I was worried that someone would fall into the ocean and drown. I shouted, "Hold on tight and move slowly."
Luckily, the clouds scatter and the boat makes it out of the rough seas intact. It is proof that the reeds are flexible enough to survive long periods of time in difficult conditions. They've learned other lessons as well. Sailing on a small boat for weeks is not for everyone. Some of the hardest stretches came when there was little or no wind. The men had to fight boredom and depression. After more than a month at sea, Cape Verde comes into view. They get back onto the mainland, and the celebration begins. This is only the beginning of a much longer journey. They still have to conquer the Atlantic Ocean. But for now, they're just happy to enjoy their success, having completed an extraordinary journey of discovery.